Hey, what's happening, guys? What's going on YouTube? You guys have tuned into Rules for Rebels. We got a crypto story for you guys today. We got a Bitcoin story today. The city of Fort Worth, Texas has become the first city or the first city government in the U.S. to mine Bitcoin, and they'll be running mining rigs out of City Hall. This is pretty impressive. We've seen a lot of adoption over the past few years, even more adoption over the past few months, and one trend that we've begun to see is different cities and states and even countries wanting to kind of get into the crypto game, wanting to attract industry, attract business, and attract jobs by being early adopters of cryptocurrency. And in terms of governments, El Salvador wants to be a Bitcoin city. Puerto Rico has tax laws in place that make it very favorable to people in the crypto space. I know the mayor of Miami had talked about how he wanted to be a Bitcoin city, and now Fort Worth, who has a young governor who's a millennial, after being kind of introduced and encouraged to get into crypto by friends, actually had the city get some Bitcoin mining rigs donated to them. And they'll actually be running mining rigs and mining Bitcoin right in the Fort Worth City Hall. And this is pretty impressive. Those of you guys who've been following my channel for a long time probably remember I made my first Bitcoin. I'd been into Bitcoin for a couple years at this point, but I made my first Bitcoin video back in, I want to say it was sometime in 2016. And at the time, Bitcoin was $487. Shortly after that, Bitcoin shot up to like $1,100. But at the time, Bitcoin was at $487. Nobody really took Bitcoin seriously. The quote unquote serious people, whether you want to talk about the media, politicians, whomever, Bitcoin is just a tool for criminals to launder money and for teenagers to buy weed online. And so what a long way we've come that, we have countries wanting to be, the Bitcoin country or the Bitcoin city. We have cities wanting to be a leader in the cryptocurrency space. It kind of goes to show how far things have come. I made a video the other day. I don't think I ever actually released it. Maybe I will release it in the next day or two. I tend to make a lot of videos that I never even wind up putting out. But Fidelity just put something into place where their 23,000 business clients, so large companies who use Fidelity to manage their 401k programs, will now let those programs offer Bitcoin and probably later other cryptocurrencies to people to actually buy within their 401ks and their retirement accounts. But again, in today's video, we're talking about Fort Worth becoming the first city in the U.S. to mine Bitcoin, and they'll be running Bitcoin rigs right out of City Hall. Before we kind of launch into this story, today's video is sponsored by Voyager Digital. Voyager Digital is a cryptocurrency trading app. I believe it's about over 60 different cryptocurrencies you can trade on there, over 30 different cryptocurrencies you can earn interest on, up to 12% on cryptocurrencies like Polkadot. They also have the native digital Voyager coin. And for those of you guys who are into affiliate marketing or just want to refer some friends, if you refer a friend or if you become an affiliate for them, when you refer somebody over, they will get $25 worth of Bitcoin, and you will also get $25 worth of Bitcoin as well. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my referral link, my affiliate link in the description box down below. If any of you guys are interested in signing up, full disclosure, I get 25 bucks in Bitcoin, but so do you. So today's article comes to us from CNBC. Fort Worth is the first city in the U.S. to mine Bitcoin and will run Bitcoin mining rigs out of City Hall. A few key points from this story. Fort Worth is getting into the crypto mining business, albeit in a small way. This isn't going to be some huge industry. Right now, they have 3 mining rigs running. I think more than anything, it's to show that they're, obviously, it's to get some media attention. I think the mayor even said as much. Fort Worth, I think Fort Worth is a pretty big city, a city people know about. But Fort Worth wants to put themselves on the map even more. And so they want to, kind of get some headlines, as well as being known for being an innovative and cutting-edge city. Second bullet point: each of these programs' 3 machines will consume the same amount of electricity or energy as a household vacuum cleaner, according to city estimates. And that's kind of interesting. I know, in recent months, even over the past year or two, there's been a lot of criticisms of Bitcoin for not being environmentally friendly. I've even seen a flurry of articles recently talking about certain governments wanting to ban Bitcoin because it's not environmentally friendly. Could Ethereum become the next big crypto? I don't think Bitcoin's going anywhere, but that's just me. But let's hop into this article. Fort Worth, Texas is now the first city government in the United States to mine Bitcoin. And in an almost poetic devotion to the initiative, Mayor Maddie Parkers oversaw the construction of a small mining farm in City Hall. 3 Bitmain Antminer S9 mining rigs will run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in the climate-controlled information technology wing of the Fort Worth City Hall. The city says the miners will be hosted on a private network to minimize security risks. Bitcoin operates on a proof-of-work mining model, meaning that miners around the world run high-powered computers to simultaneously create new Bitcoin and to validate transactions. The process requires professional-grade equipment, some technical know-how, and a lot of electricity. That's why Fort Worth pilot project is starting small, according to the mayor. And I think I'll probably put the mayor up as the mayor up with some mining rigs as the thumbnail to this video. Each of the program's 3 machines will consume the same amount of electricity as a household vacuum cleaner, according to the city's estimates. And while the mayor doesn't expect the miners to be a major moneymaker, the cost of electricity needed for the program is expected to be offset by the value of the Bitcoin mined. And, even in the early days of crypto, people thought, it's barely worth it to mine. You should just buy instead. Looking back, if Bitcoin continues its trajectory, this could actually be a pretty big moneymaker. Beyond adding Bitcoin to the city's balance sheet, Parker, who took office last year and is the city's first ever millennial mayor, believes that leaning into Bitcoin will go a long way towards putting Fort Worth on the map. She said, "For Fort Worth, a lot of people don't know who we are," Parker told CNBC. "We want to change that conversation, and we believe that tech innovation, including cryptocurrency, is the way we're going to do that." Rebranding Fort Worth, building a 3-rig mine, even in a crypto-friendly jurisdiction like Texas, requires clearing bureaucratic red tape. "This is something brand new for any city," said Parker. "There's a lot of policy here that we've had to jump through hoops to understand. To make it happen, the city has teamed up with a few key partners, including the Texas Blockchain Council, which donated the 3 mining rigs, each valued at roughly $600 apiece, and Luxor Technologies, a mining pool which lets a single miner combine its hashing power with thousands of other miners all over the world to increase their chances of earning Bitcoin." Parker, who has been in a job for a year, got the idea to break into Bitcoin after talking with a few friends in the venture capital world who told her that 80% of venture capital is essentially spent on tech, and cryptocurrency is at the center of that tech right now. We're the fastest growing city in the country. There's so much excitement around North Texas and Fort Worth in particular. We really want to keep that energy going. We have to push ourselves differently, and we think cryptocurrency is a huge part of our future economy, said Parker. After 6 months, Fort Worth will reassess and decide whether to sink real cash into building out a mine. So they may actually wind up diving deeper into this. This is kind of a little case study or test right now. Alex Brammer, VP of Business Development for Luxor, says Fort Worth move will bolster the legitimacy of Bitcoin as a strategic asset. Mayor Parker is setting an example in effectively de-risking both Bitcoin mining and Bitcoin treasury strategies for every other mayor in the country, and I wouldn't be surprised to see more announcements like this coming in the future, said Brammer. And this really, to some people, this may be a crazy move. Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, a city government getting involved. But if you think about it, the dollar is going down the tubes. The dollar is losing dominance across the world. I think we'll probably wind up seeing the death of the petrodollar in the next couple of years, which basically means our ability to pull the wool over the eyes of the rest of the world, take their money and print money out the ass and devalue that money. That's going to be coming to an end with Bitcoin. There can only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. And so that's why so many of us are passionate and interested in Bitcoin. Brammer also cited the possibility that governments could use Bitcoin mining to help stabilize electric grids in a transition to clean power. In the future, it's likely that Bitcoin mines will sit alongside industrial-scale battery storage to provide grid firming services that prevent blackouts and other interruptions to the grid caused by the addition of intermittent wind and solar generation. In this context, it would make sense for the city to fund and build a large-scale mining infrastructure themselves. Texas Blockchain Council President Lee Bratchner, who works with Bitcoin miners across the state, is also optimistic on Fort Worth prospects. Fort Worth has a geographic proximity to miners and a supportive city leadership to make it a front runner to be the next Bitcoin mining capital of Texas and therefore the U.S., said Bratcher. For now, the project isn't really about profits nor helping to fix Texas's temperamental power grid. Instead, it's about being a first mover and normalizing the idea of a city government mining Bitcoin and putting the world's biggest cryptocurrency on their balance sheet. This is outside the box for any government, right? Usually things move at a snail's pace, and in Fort Worth, we want to do things differently and kind of elbow our way into the room, said the mayor. So I thought this was an interesting story. Hopefully you guys like the story, like the video. If so, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button down below and ring the bell. If you got a second, you wouldn't mind dropping a comment. I don't care what you say. Say hi, say something about Bitcoin, say something about this story. Helps the videos in the algorithm and helps the videos get seen by more people. And lastly, you can get $25 in free Bitcoin by using my referral link, my affiliate link for the Voyager digital crypto exchange in the description box below. Anyhow, guys, that's all I got for you guys today. I'm out, and I'll catch you on the next video. Later, guys.